So let's see. Roman's here. Jeff's here. Everybody's here. I don't think the intro song is working, which is kind of a bummer. Can you hear it, Roman?
I totally hear it.
You can?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. Well, then we should just worry about mine, I guess. Jeff, can you hear? Jeff?
Yes, Django, I can.
Okay, good. Hi, Jeff. I knew you were here. I never doubted it for a moment. All right. I think that's probably, well, shoot, we've been live for almost 50 seconds. Let's fade that out. And, Roman, Jeff, are you guys ready?
Ready.
Bang.
Ready.
Where's Jeff?
He's over there.
Jeff?
Yeah.
Your video's not working. Roman, that's just you. I can tell that's just your mouth.
Oh. Yeah, I'm over there.
Oh, okay. He must be. Okay. Well, listen. We're here. We're ready to record. Jeff's definitely here. And we are the Comics Place Presents. Comics Place is presenting episode 402. And if you haven't figured it out already, we are Dirty Liars, and Jeff is actually not here. It's just a Django and Roman episode, and it's going to be kind of a short one, everybody. This is, let's see, what does Jeff say?
Jeff.
Yeah, without our genius, our head cheese, the
big head cheese, big red head cheese. Something about we're going to spoil books and our Sanctum Sanctorum and
Cradle of Civilization.
Comictude. Yeah. Cradle of Civilization.
Yep.
Bellingham,
Washington comic. It's a comic podcast. And then I interrupt him while he's talking. Yeah, just like that. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Welcome.
Like
yep. Exactly like that, Roman.
Cool.
And now that I know how it feels, I'm going to stop doing it to him. It's awful. Well, we're here to talk about comics, but first we need to listen to this voicemail that we got from Will Elmer.
Cool.
Hey guys, it's Will. I'm definitely here, just like Jeff's definitely here.
Sounds like he has a cold.
Speaking of definitely being here, I was wondering, what's your favorite movie that has a twist where somebody wasn't there or was there? Don't spoil anything. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Boy,
thanks, Will.
Someone was there. Yeah, thank you, Will. Help you feel better. Or someone was there or wasn't there. Who?
I guess if I had to guess, I would think he means something along the lines of I See Dead People. Right? So, I mean, my easy answer would be Fight Club. Right? Because that doesn't have that's got some weirdness going on there.
See, now my mind's going blank because now we mentioned Sixth Sense and Fight Club, so those are the ones I would have gone to. There must be others, though. There's got to be.
I'll tell you what, when I watch a movie and I feel a little bit lost, sometimes I think maybe it's going to be that. And I start looking for a person not being who they think they are, who they say they are in the movie. And it has made me have to go rewatch movies before because I just had assumed through the whole movie that these two characters were one character.
See, I'm thinking there. Oh God, what was it? I'm thinking there was something I watched with Joaquin Phoenix where that might have been a plot element, or at least I thought it was a plot element. Did that happen in what's the really divisive one that's long that he did where they end up in the cave at some point underwater and with water? What was that movie? It's just a few years ago.
I don't know, buddy.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix and who else?
I don't remember who else was in it.
All right. Well,
yeah, this is going nowhere. Sorry.
I believe you. Will, that question was terrible, and I hope that you come up with a better question next week.
Well, he's not feeling good.
Yeah, he's under the weather, out of town, bachelor party or something, and not your best work, but it's the work that we had. Roman, I saw a movie last night,
Oh, what'd you see?
Eden. It had Jude Law, Anna de Armas, and it's a true story about Jude Law as a dude who like went to, where did he go? He went to an island in the Galapagos and started living there with his wife, Sue Storm from the Fantastic Four,
Hmm.
and like writing his thesis on the world and on life and everything. And then some other people show up, and then some other people show up, and he's kind of standoffish. And it was like this tiny community on an island that is really hard to live on. And the most dangerous thing on the island, of course, is the people, the humans doing terrible things to each other. Um, I think it was really good. I would say you should watch it.
Wow, Eden. Huh? Is it a period piece or is it set in modern times?
Oh, it's a period piece. It's 1929 or 30, between the two world wars. And it's super intense. Like Jude Law's character doesn't have any teeth, and so he has to put in fake silver teeth whenever he's eating and stuff. And he's a total turd. It's very stressful. Like the wild
Wow.
dogs on the island are real rude. So
As wild
Yeah.
dogs tend to be.
crazy intense birthing scene. Yeah, I think it'd be pretty good. What have you
Wow.
watched or read or done anything that's not related to comics? We're flipping the script this week. We're doing non-comics first.
Non-comic. Last night I watched a French movie, Mon Oncle, from 1960 something,
Okay.
Tati film. I don't think Tati is for me. I mean, it's just
Okay.
it's farcical comedy, and it's mildly amusing. It doesn't really make me laugh.
Okay.
Last thing I saw in the theater was High and Low, the Akira Kurosawa film, the 4K remaster, 4D, whatever it's called, at the Pickford on Grand with our own Sean. And that was pretty amazing.
Did you? That was the original, and there's a new version too, right?
Yeah.
Is that the
And
one?
actually, Sean and Jake and me are gonna, once we can figure it out, are gonna go see Spike Lee's remake, Highest to Lowest.
Nice.
Highest number 2.
Highest 2.
Lowest. Yeah. Starring Denzel Washington.
Nice. Right on.
Yeah, in fact, Jeff might be into it too. It's because it's Denzel's a very successful music producer, I think, in it, and ends up getting blackmailed. Like in the original, it's he's not a music producer, but
okay.
But yeah, it's music industry related, so Jeff's usually into that.
Nice. Well, we're both tight on time tonight. Tonight, whenever you're listening to this on the rebroadcast on your podcast ear machine, rather than watching it live on video on a surprise night. So we're going to talk briefly about a handful of comics, and then we're going to get out of here. And I'm going to answer a bunch of emails, and Roman's probably going to do Roman things. We don't say those things that Roman does in public most of the time.
Yeah, now I got to be Rex because it's all on video live. Jesus.
Yeah, it would get us demonetized. And with the current one viewer that we have in this moment, I would say we don't want to get demonetized because
no,
it's a short fall, but it's a fall.
Yeah, but within the negative monies.
Yeah, we have to pay to record our podcast, which not totally untrue, I guess. Well, Roman, when we were talking about the books that we were thinking about discussing today, the one that got me the most excited to talk about was Absolute Batman number 11.
Ooh, number 11, okay.
This is Scott Snyder and Clay Mann, which Clay Mann draws some sexy people, if you know what I mean.
He does, and it's the first page is not sexy, and then boom, Sexy splash page, like
yeah, lots of
DC
butts,
swimsuit issue. Yeah,
totally. And then it just turns into like these dense panels. And listen, we're going to spoil some comics here. I would say if you haven't read this Batman, Absolute Batman number 11 yet, you should probably, mute, listen to this later, pause it, go read it, and then come back, because there's some really solid spoilers in here. We get a totally new version of Bane, one who didn't grow up from a baby in the prison, but he still had the, learning how to sleep, swimming with rats and stuff going on. And the whole thing is framed, I think it's Alfred giving Bruce a warning that he shouldn't mess with this dude, Bane.
yeah,
And he gives us his origin, and we've got a cool reason for the symbol on his face. And then we see Bane just beat the hell out of Batman.
yeah.
And
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Roman.
Oh, more than beat the hell out of him. I was shocked. It's shocking.
Yeah, and because it's the Ultimate Universe, I was like, okay, I guess it's okay if, spoiler alert, everybody, Bane cuts both of Batman's arms off and then smashes his head in with his giant axe hammer. And like, you see his eyeball leaking out and his teeth and his jaw broken. It's super brutal. And then Bane starts putting Batman back together. And I was just blown away. And I totally fell for it. And then at the end, it's like, oh, that's what would happen if you aren't super careful, or if you don't run away from Gotham. But like, I feel like that's what's really missing from a lot of comics for me these days, is that we don't have actual peril. If they did this in the main DC universe, there would be no chance that that was really happening. And in the Absolute universe, there's every chance that that's actually happening. And we just don't know it. So
it's such a freeing, just being in the context of the Absolute Universe. It's so freeing, because I was convinced. I was like, holy crap, he just killed Batman. Wow.
Yeah. And then surgeried him back into something else.
Yeah. A Bane cyborg Batman or something.
So cool. Cool. Like, he doesn't just break his back.
Yeah. It wasn't that simple. But he breaks somebody else's back, and that was shocking too.
Yep.
Boy, and I love the fact that, at least to me, I don't remember because in regular DC universe, Bane's mask is just a luchador mask, basically, right?
Yeah. Totally.
So I think it's new in this that they give the reason for his mask is actually tied into his homeland and a symbol of hope that his father always instilled in him, and then Bane takes it as something else, and makes it a symbol of fear. And it's so good.
Yeah. Brian Garside in the chat is right. He says this comic is bonkers. Brian, it is bonkers, isn't it? It's so good.
It is. And I've said before, whatever, Absolute Batman number whatever was the best issue of the series so far, but this is the best issue of the series so far.
Yeah. I don't know how they keep one-upping themselves with this, but I recommend this comic. I think you should read it. And yes, the Tacky Pomp says Absolute Batman number 11 is like a body horror movie. 100%.
It really is. And there's a couple of there's a splash page when Batman bursts through a wall to confront Bane and from overhead, and it's just especially Bane's head and around his neck, it looks like Kelly Jones artwork. That was a nice little homage, I thought.
Yeah, a couple of big splash pages. I was surprised at the style that Clayman did for this, because when I think of Clayman, I think this, I don't know, this feels almost penciled and hurriedly inked to me. And it looks like Clayman did the whole thing, but it looks almost like Sienkiewicz inking somebody or penciling to be inked by somebody. Just in the sort of sketchy, I don't know, like rushed sounds meaner than I want it to be. It just doesn't
Right.
have the polish that we've seen from Clay Mann, and not in a bad way. I just wouldn't have necessarily guessed that that's who it was.
Yeah, I never would have. Yeah, especially Sienkiewicz. I mean, there's another double page where Batman is just posed and ready for action, and that very much looks like Sienkiewicz.
Yeah, totally. Well, I think this is the best comic I read this week, and I read some pretty good comics. I'm gonna give it a score, Roman.
Okay.
Are you gonna give it a score?
Oh, I'm gonna give it a score.
Are you gonna give it the score I think you're gonna give it?
And I agree, Brian Garside. I am.
A 10 out of 10.
Issue number 11 gets a 10, or even 11 if we could do that.
Ooh,
Gooey duck and a half.
I think it might break our system. We're a 1 to 10. We're a 1 to 10 family, Roman.
We break the back of the Papcast.
Yeah. Bonkers. Adult. Horrifying.
Absolute bonkers.
Absolute bonkers, man. All right, Roman.
Yes.
Where do you want to go next? What should we talk about next? We're doing a Rush version this week.
Oh, Temples of Syrinx. Well, after the body horror and depression and shock of Absolute Batman, let's go to something a little lighter.
Yeah.
Featuring one of my favorite superheroes of all time, Marvel All-on-One, #1, featuring The Thing versus the Marvel Universe.
Oh, it's all on one. I spelled it wrong.
No, I kept getting that wrong too, because Marvel Toon was my favorite comic as a kid, and I kept on thinking this is Marvel All-in-One. Nope, All-on-One.
This was awesome. I'm not really a Thing guy. So tell us a little bit about this comic book, Roman, this funny book for children.
It's a one-shot by Ryan North and is it Ed McGuinness? I don't know where the splash page or the credits are. Mark Farmer, and it's a Ben Grimm, the Thing, coming back to the Baxter Building after some kind of adventure. Gets a missile launched at him, and the action starts. And he ends up having to fight everybody in the Marvel universe pretty much. And if that wasn't enough, the hook is that every page of this is one big old splash page, and it's
big, intense.
And it's giant size. I don't know how many pages this is. They aren't any page numbers, but it's double size at least.
And like through the story, you find out that he's fighting robots instead of real people, and so there's kind of a mystery going on. Every page in there is so exciting, and I was just thinking while I was reading it, like, well, this is kind of a silly setup, but A, it's super exciting and moves the story along really fast, and B, I don't know if Ed McGuinness and Mark Farmer do things with traditional pencils or if they're doing everything digitally, but that gives them a lot of splash pages to sell at conventions too.
Oh yeah. I mean,
like
just right away when he's fighting the FF at first, and first clue you get something weird is going on is Ben lands on Mr. Fantastic and he's all stretched out and everything, but his chest just below his head like burst and splatters, and this giant splash on this splash page.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, something's up, but that'll be a great piece of art to sell.
I loved how all the blood, because they're robots, all the blood is just like this grayish brown oil that's leaking out of them. And I was looking at a couple of those pages and thinking like, man, if this was red, it would be a hard R-rated comic, because there's just robot oil everywhere.
Good thing it's it's just oil lubricant.
Just lubricating the page.
Lubricant.
So something that struck me about this is that this is the second comic that we've read in a couple of weeks where the Marvel Universe is getting destroyed, right? Because there was the Predator versus the Marvel Universe, or Predator kills the Marvel Universe last week. And then there's this, and the Batman. Like, what is it in the air that has us reveling in murdering our favorite characters?
I don't know. I don't know. as part of living in a dictatorship and wanting the escapism of violence. I guess I don't know.
Tear it all down.
Yeah, yeah. One of the other, and right away, there's so many great things in this, and one of the great things was Iron Man shows up, and he's in my favorite Iron Man armor because it's the armor he was wearing when I first discovered Iron Man.
Yeah. It's like an excuse to just draw your favorite costume of everybody.
Yeah. And oh, geez. One of those splash pages, classic Iron Man pose where he's blasting upwards. And hitting the thing. God.
Yeah.
So cool.
It's a fun, pretty comic.
Yeah. Not that I want to see Ben beat up, but he's the Thing. So he's going to take it all and survive because that's what Ben does. He never gives up. He just keeps going.
And I was never worried about him. We never saw any of his plates start falling off.
No, nothing weird like that.
Yeah. Well, I really like this. You have a score for it?
He does the Thing, the smash with a couple taxis on either side of the hole.
That's awesome.
And I won't ruin it, but one of my favorite Fantastic Four villains shows up, and he's one of my favorites because when I was a kid and first started reading Fantastic Four, he was there, and he shows up, and it's behind all this, and 10. Another 10.
Wow. Another
Marvel
GD
10
gooey duck.
Marvel 10 and 1.
I'm going to give it an 8. Probably because I don't have the thing for the thing that you have. And I'm not going to apologize for it.
No, you don't have to. I've got enough love for the Thing for all of us.
I can tell. I can tell, buddy. Well, I'll bet that you also read Crypto, the Last Dog of Krypton.
Oh, of course.
And I'll bet that you liked it because it seems like a Roman comic to me.
Oh, I did. He's such a good boy, very good boy. And it's, this was, and after last issue, I'd kind of forgotten the end of last issue. So this opens up and he's by himself out in the woods and runs into this poor little girl who's also lost. And it's just so touching how Crypto becomes her companion and keeps her safe and has to rescue her at one point. And most of this issue, since it's Crypto and this girl in the woods, I mean, she's got some lines of dialogue, but most of it's sound effects. Crypto whines and barks, and it's just such a lovely story.
Yeah, mostly a silent issue.
Yeah,
Crypto on his own adventure. I don't really remember what the story is, the overarching story, and I think it's only going to be 4 issues. Does that sound right to you?
Oh no, I don't know.
I don't know because I guess I'm assuming that just because it's going to be 5 issues because we're getting seasons as titles. So this is chapter 3, winter. But yeah, I famously am not an animal person. Nothing against them. I'm just not. It's not something I gravitate towards. But this was a really good issue.
No,
very cute.
I know you've got your puppies at home and your hutch full of rabbits and bunnies. You love animals. You go home and go in the backyard and roll around with them all in the yard.
You got me. I like rolling around in animal turds in the backyard.
And mask your scent from the predators.
Yeah. Well, okay. So not only is this somehow related in my brain because it's things that Roman likes related to the Marvel All-on-One, but also Ryan North wrote them both.
Oh my gosh, you're right. I didn't even think of that. Yes.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah. With Mike Norton on art on this one. Yeah. Yet another good comic. We're spoiled this week, buddy.
Yeah, we are.
Spoiled.
What score are you going to give it?
I'm going to give this one an 8 as well. And you're going to get weird with this, aren't you?
I wasn't planning to. Now I feel like I got pressure to get weird with it.
All right, get weird.
I don't know. What am I going to give it? I'm going to give it a 9.5 barks with a whine.
On the Richter scale.
On the barky scale. And I don't know what this thing.
What thing?
Well, I guess what kept it is this last page. I was like, "What the hell? What's
Oh, the
is
little
that?"
Brainiac twist.
Yeah, but I don't get. Of course, we'll find out next issue. But the Brainiac twist, I was like, "Isn't that Kal-El's ship at the bottom of some water? That's not where his ship ended up. What's going on?"
Yeah,
And
it's
Brain
going to be. We'll see.
and it had nothing to do with Brainiac. Oh my gosh, what is happening?
Well, listen. Chaz Von Graves says, speaking of silent issues, Detective Comics 1100 Lost and Found is so good. And guess what, Chaz? That was literally the next one we were going to talk about. So you got here just in time.
Thanks for that segue there. That was perfect.
Let's see. Detective Comics 1100, an oversized celebration of the Dark Knight. This has a handful of writers and artists. The first story is Tom Taylor with art by Mikael Janin. And that's the one that Chaz was talking about.
Yeah.
This was a good story. God, all these dogs this week. It's about a little boy who's putting up lost dog posters, and Batman beats up this bad guy in front of him. And then Batman saves the kid, and the kid's deaf. And so we get some really cool cartooning with Batman talking to this kid with sign language. And, you know, of course, Batman gets Ace, the Bat Hound, and they go find this kid's dog. And we find out that Batman has a whole wall of missing dog posters of dogs that he's found. And it's really sweet. Like, you don't usually get Batman doing something cute and sweet.
Yeah. We haven't seen Ace in a while. And yeah, I love that idea that Batman makes time amongst all his other crime fighting to him and Ace go out and find lost pets.
Yeah.
And man, this artist, there's a scene where Ace and Batman are in the Batmobile, and Ace like looks up at Batman, and it's so beautifully drawn because that's how a dog looks when he looks at you.
Yeah, totally.
And you see that emotion in the dog's face, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Yeah, and it's a silent issue or a silent story.
Yeah, and I love that. Maybe this has been shown before, but I love that Batman knows ASL. It was one of those things like, God dang it, I should learn ASL. I mean, that would be just such a good skill to have.
That would bring you one step closer to being Batman.
Yeah. One step closer in this widening chasm.
Yeah. Wow. And then, so that's just part of it, because this book is full of stories. The next one is by, no credits. Why would you?
Well, wait, the next one is
Mariko Tamaki and Arif Prianto on colors with Amansi Newellpan drawing.
I'm glad you tackled those.
Newellpan, yeah, that's so they're not going for necessarily classic Batman artists here, but I thought the art in this one was pretty good. It follows Batman or Bruce Wayne at like a charity event where he gets seated at the table full of journalists instead of the table he was supposed to be at, and they're sort of grilling him on why he doesn't do more for the city because he's so rich. And that's sort of intercut with Batman versus the Joker and Batman saving people. It looked to me like it was sort of I don't know. It felt like the recent Batman Joker motorcycle chase in Hush 2. So kind of a Jim Lee look. Like the action scenes with the Joker felt a lot like Jim Lee to me.
Yeah, they did.
I don't know that it was my favorite story, but I thought it was pretty good. I'd like to, I don't know. This is kind of like asking to see people put gas in the Batmobile or whatever. But I'd like to see a real conversation in the comics about what Bruce is doing for Gotham. I'd like somebody to hold his feet to the fire enough that he reveals to them that he's Batman, because he feels like he's been beaten up so bad by this reporter, and they used enough gotcha to get him. And then he's like, well, okay, I gotta come into my basement and I'm going to show you something, and shows him the bat cave or whatever. Just feels like that. I don't know. We've seen that done kind of in abstract ways a few times, but Scott Snyder did the bit where he was starting orphanages and things like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing like a couple, 2-3 issue series where it was just kind of about an intercut it with Batman action, but where it was about what the Wayne Foundation is doing for their social programs and infrastructure in the city and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. There's another story in here that is really also pretty good. It's about nurses in Gotham Hospital. Greg Rucka and Alvaro Martinez Bueno drew it. And it's like a new nurse and an established nurse. The new nurse is like, doesn't it suck that Batman sends all these people here with broken bones? And the old nurse says, well, it used to just be like gunshot wounds to the head and dead people. And now we're patching people up with bruises and cuts. And, they kind of leave it at that. And then Batman comes out of the shadows and the established nurse gets to finish stitching him up, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, this was a good story. The previous story was fine, but it was like I thought it was the weakest one of the issue. This one's pretty good, especially the ending.
Yeah, totally. And then the last one is Dan Waters writing it and Bill Sienkiewicz drawing it. I think it probably could have used I don't know, another page or two or a little more context or something. But every time Dan Waters puts something out, I know it's going to be like 8.0 or better material. He's just a really solid writer and he just keeps getting better. And Sienkiewicz, man, holy hell. He's so good.
Yeah, there was one panel in this, and it's funny because on the page, it's the panel, it's that individual. There's 3. It's the 4th panel down the page, and it's actually falling. Off
the panel
out of line with the rest of the page. So yeah, it's falling, and I had to turn the book to make out what exactly is going on in the panel itself.
Yeah,
pretty amazing.
Yeah, because it's like a crazy 2-layered panel. Really cool stuff. When you put out a comic with 4 stories, and the weakest, quote unquote, weakest one is the Mariko Tamaki story, like that's a pretty good dang comic because she starts at a pretty high level. And just all these stories were great. I give this issue an 8.5.
Yeah, I'll give it 8.5. That sounds good. I mean, the first story and the last story, the Sienkiewicz story, those are both 10s for me, especially the Sienkiewicz one because it ends badly.
Yeah,
I mean, for that character.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, it ends great. It's a great ending, but yeah, it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And yeah, Andrew, I think, said something about the cover, how good the cover is. It's a beautiful cover. I actually took out a magnifying glass to like try and figure out who all the people were on the ground, and there's one guy that's shooting backwards, running and holding a gun.
It's the Joker.
Aimed backwards. Is that the Joker? I couldn't figure out who it was.
Looks
that
like
makes sense.
Me. Yeah,
it must be the Joker. Yeah, because he's got
like a coat with tails and everything.
Yeah. Okay. Duh. Well, it was late last night. I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
And they're outside. Cool cover. Outside the Mark of Zorro.
Yeah. Okay. Like I feel like this week's comics are just sort of leading us in a way. And well, what have we talked about so far? We started with Absolute Batman and then The Thing. And then after that, spoiler alert for this episode, every single comic that we're talking about is about animals. So Roman, tell us a little bit about TMNT Journeys. Number 1. This is not a new Ninja Turtles comic?
It's not. No, I thought maybe it was. I was confused on Tuesday when I first saw it because it's by Peter Laird, who doesn't really do Ninja Turtles comics anymore. I thought, well, maybe this is a special new thing he's doing. But no, there's nothing on this that tells you, but, I've never been able to pronounce this. Indicia?
Sure.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah, why not? That's how you said it.
Yeah, the tiny print on the inside front cover, I had to read that, and it was originally presented as I think IDW's very first reboot of the Turtles,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe even Mirage's first reboot. So it's a reprint of a #1 from many years ago, and I guess they're going to be reprinting this entire first storyline. And it's Peter Laird, writer, inker, and letterer, and Jim Lawson's the penciler. And it's awesome. Starts off on the moon with Krang, and he's talking to some other robot. I don't know who this other robot is. But yeah, Krang's there. They're building a moon base. Apparently, the Turtles are back on Earth, but they've been adventuring for a while. And this issue, maybe other people knew this, but I'm kind of newish to the Turtles, starting with the Sophie Campbell run. I didn't know. I guess this is kind of a spoiler, maybe if you're like me, but Casey Jones and April O'Neil have a teenage daughter in this, and teenagers. So she's been around for a while. This has the origin of the Turtles battle van. I think they come across this van. I think that's what it's going to become.
Nice.
Splinter's living with April and Casey in this house with the teenage daughter. I'm trying to find her name here.
The daughter's name?
Oh, Shadow. Her name is Shadow. So if you folks know about Shadow already, you're ahead of me. This was a good adventure. The Turtles fight some gang, running up and down buildings and through a building, and that's always fun. There's some strange. I gotta do some research. There's the way Laird draws the Turtles in this story. Well, they've got something. It must be part. I don't know if it's part of their shell or part of their costume, but they all seem to have some kind of phallic looking thing between their legs dangling down. But I don't know.
Tail, you pervert.
It's their tail. Turtles
have tails. Yeah.
Holy crap. I didn't know that. I think most artists don't draw them with tails.
I think you're right. And I think that we've just discovered why.
Yeah. Because, there you see it right on the cover there.
Yeah.
It was distracting me during the issue. I was like, what is that? That's not that can't be what I think it is. Okay, it's a tail. Whew. I'm relieved. This comic is safe for children.
So what would you what kind of score would you give this guy?
I would give it. Oh, who's that guy? There's snowmobile chases on not snow, downstairs.
Well, that's there. I think snow machines, snowmobiles.
Same thing, aren't they?
Snow machines.
Snowmo. Let go of those nachos. Those nachos.
What do you got for a score, buddy?
I'll give it a 9.
A 9. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a pretty solid score.
Oh yeah, I was very impressed. I enjoyed it a lot, and it was so new. It was new to me. I mean, other people may this, as I said, they may be like, oh yeah, we knew all this stuff. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so I mentioned that these were all animals, and our next story, I'm going to talk about one that Roman didn't read. Actually, one animals? That Roman hasn't read yet. It's The Jungle, #1. It's the continuing saga of The Humans. The Humans was an image book from, it's been a long time since The Humans came out, maybe 7 or 8 years. And it was about a motorcycle gang of monkeys, monkeys.
Do they have tails?
Simians called The Humans. And so their patches on the back said The Humans. And this picks up after some point where volume 2 ended. I didn't read volume 2. I think if I remember right, we missed issue 3 or something, and I dropped off after that. But it was good. And this is an oversized comic, so it's bigger than I don't know. It's probably almost magazine size, and it follows the humans after the events of volume 2 into prison, and prison is called The Jungle. And it's really, really good. The first few pages are color, and we get some wild panels that go backwards and wrap around upside down in ways that you don't expect. lots of monkey wangs. It's kind of no holds barred prison stuff. So there's, nudity and rough and tumble language and blood and boobs and but yeah, it's really, really well done. And like somehow a few pages in, I guess it's when when the door slams shut and they're actually in jail, it turns to black and white. And then you don't get any color until the very final page with a little blood splatter. But it just takes its time kind of breaking down the different groups in the jail. There's the religious wackos, there's the mobsters, there's the all these different groups that these guys have to navigate, and they're just kind of the nerds. So it's like, I guess calling it freaks and geeks in jail is probably a bad way to describe it, but it feels kind of like that. We're hanging out with the freaks and the geeks, and they're just trying to figure out how to deal with their first week in jail. I'm super excited for the rest of this. I don't think you need to read the previous issues. Like, they allude to it, but they catch you up really well in the story. So yeah, I mean, if you like jail stories, or if you like monkeys, you're one of those monkey guys, Roman?
Well, maybe. Do they have tails?
Yes, they have tails.
Oh,
They have giant wieners too.
They are monkeys then, because that's criteria. Got to have.
I better double check. I don't know, man. They have pants.
If they don't have tails, then they're apes.
Maybe they're apes.
Are there
their naked pictures? No tails, apes.
They're apes. So are they named? Do they take their gang name? The humans, is that so? Are there regular humans running around, or have all the humans died out?
We haven't seen any regular humans, but like their jacket has a picture of a severed human hand giving the finger, and their gang name is the Humans. I think it's just kind of a world. Well, yeah, even the sexy ladies are primates. Also, they call each other mate, *mate, short for primate. It took me a few pages to figure that out, and I really liked it. I'm going to give it a 9.5, and I would seriously recommend, if you like sort of hardcore prison stories, and pretty solid drama. I would say this is a good book for you to read.
Cool. Is it the same creative team as the previous volumes?
I think so. I don't remember who did the previous volumes, but same. The art and the writing, I think, are the same. So,
Tom Neal's
good. Well, we're nearing the end here, Roman, and we have one more animal comic to talk about.
Well, perhaps we should talk about that. Perhaps we should try and before we make our escape, we should talk about this comic. Escape #1 from Rick Remender and Daniel Acuna.
Yeah.
New Image comic, Giant Generator.
So we got a early preview of this at San Diego Comic-Con, and I read it and was just blown away. No pun intended. This follows like it's animals kind of in the style of Black Sad. So human speaking and standing dogs and cats, or maybe it's all dogs. Is it all dogs?
Well,
this might just be a dog world.
They're well, yeah. See, they're called the guys they're fighting. They call them the bats, and
okay, so they're
I guess bats. They're bats and they're dogs.
Okay, so it's basically,
at least in this issue,
it's basically Nazi, like World War II. We're following a guy who's in an airplane, dropping bombs on Nazi Germany, but Nazi Germany is the bat guys. Get it? The bat guys.
That was good. Yeah.
And their plane gets taken down, and it's tragic. It's like it happens over the course of the first 18 or 20 pages here, and you feel sad for these characters that you've only been in an airplane with for a handful of pages, which it just goes to show, Remender and Acuna are masters at what they do.
Yeah.
And it looks like we're going to follow the one survivor from their bomber behind enemy lines with the bats searching for him. And the art is gorgeous. The story is thrilling. Really good comic.
Yeah, the dialogue. I mean, the dialogue is so good because, like you said, that just in this brief, what 5 minutes that they're approaching the target over enemy lines, there's enough dialogue to make you care about these characters and this maybe suicide mission because it's like the most important target in the world. One of them says right now, at least at this current juncture in the war.
Yeah.
And the classic cinematic style, they drop bombs and they start getting hit by enemy fire and slowly getting picked off, and you see the people on the ground because the Nazis have surrounded the target with innocent civilians, and you get some glimpses of people cowering in their houses. The bombs are dropping, and war is hell, guys.
Yeah, you could get lost in the art here.
Yeah.
And like I think it's probably a hard thing to do to make a comic to really put you in an airplane like this. Like when bullets come through the bottom of an airplane in a movie, it freaks me out. Normally when it happens in a comic, it doesn't freak me out. And this one, like, it happens, and everybody's body language and the sound effects and the lighting, like everything about it is intense and horrifying.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, geez.
Yeah, I don't know how many issues this is going to be. Let's see here. Doesn't say how many issues it's going to be. It feels like a 5 to 12 issue run to me.
Yeah.
And that's perfect because I don't always make it all the way through a Rick Remender book. And I'll bet that I make it all the way through this book because it's right up my alley. Go ahead, Roman.
Me too. There's I have the same thing with Remender. Usually about the 5th or 6th issue, I start getting a little bored. But yeah, I don't think. I mean, if they're as good as this whole setup is so good.
Yeah.
I love this page when after the pilot, he's shoved his buddy pilot who's been wounded and is barely conscious. He put a parachute on him and shoves him out of the plane, and they're over enemy lines, so you don't know. I mean, his buddy's gonna survive or whatever. But then the scene where the plane's going down and the last guy left, how he hesitates to jump because he's like, well, which is worse, going down with this plane or landing in enemy territory and they're gonna know I'm the pilot that dropped bombs on their on them, killed so many of their women and children.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah. Like, oh my God. I think I'd stay on the plane.
Bad news. Andrew Carlson is asking in the chat, did I finish A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance? I did, and it's one of the few Remender books that I've finished. Did you read that one, Roman?
I don't remember. I don't remember that title.
It was like Benedict Wong basically kicking people's ass for 12 issues.
Yeah, I did read all that. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I like that one quite a bit.
Yeah.
Well, I got a score. You got a score?
I just realized, is our hero here he's a dog, right? He's not a bear?
Yeah, he's a dog.
Okay, kind of looks like a bear in some of these shots.
Yeah.
Boy. Can I give another 10?
You can do whatever you want, buddy.
Oh my God. And the text page in the back talking about some of the veterans, World War II veterans in their family tree and the stuff they went through. Yeah, I'm going to give this a 10.
Okay. I thought you might. I loaded up the censored picture so we don't get demonetized.
Yay. What is that?
That's a gooey duck, buddy. That's a pixelated gooey duck. Honest. Yeah, I'm gonna give Escape #1 also a 9.5. I couldn't tell you why I can't give it a 10, but no, you know what, Roman? You were right. I'm gonna give it a 10 also. It's nearly a perfect comic. Tickles me with black sad.
Yeah, boy. Oh my gosh, what happens to Magoo? Jesus.
Magoo. Is that a Gooey Duck joke?
No, it's actually the name of one of the characters, or at least his nickname. It's on his helmet.
Well, listen, everybody. We're glad you hung out with us for this whole time. And we're going to be back another time with more of this. Maybe even with Jeff. I'm going to be out of town for a couple weeks, so I don't know what the plan is. We might be taking a week or two off. We might not be taking a week or two off. Just watch this channel. And I think if I remember right, Andrew has a podcast from a couple of episodes ago. So if we don't do an episode in the next couple of weeks, you'll be able to listen to one from a few weeks ago that never got posted.
Wow.
So buckle up. It's going to be a weird week. We are just about done moving from our old location to the new location. Well, moving all of our stuff out of the old location. We've been in the new location for a while. Super excited to have that done, and then we can focus a lot more on our convention coming up. The Pacific Nerd West, October 25th is going to be the convention, and it's going to be epic. Well, it's going to be downtown for sure. It might be epic. We'll see.
It's definitely downtown.
Definitely downtown. Definitely a downtown episode of the Bellingham Comic Con turned into Pacific Nerd West and moved to downtown Bellingham. Okay, I'm falling apart here, Roman. If you want to be on the podcast, you can send an email to jeff@thecomicsplace.com. Mark in the subject line that it's for the podcast. He'll get that. He'll read it out loud on the podcast. You'll be famous. It's going to be great. Also, you can send a voicemail in through that same email address. Tell your friends. Don't tell your mom about this podcast. I don't want her listening to it. I'd have questions to answer, and so would Roman.
Yeah. A friend of mine just sent me that's listening tonight, just sent me a picture, a close-up picture of a turtle's tail. They definitely have tails.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Turtles have tails.
Man.
And on that, thanks for listening, everybody. Go like and subscribe and smash buttons and hit bells. We'll see you. Oh, I'm Django.
Oh, I'm Roman.
Bye.
And keep watching.